Come and join me. We're off to go play in Sedona, Arizona. Sedona, Arizona is south of Flagstaff, right off the 40. This is a beautiful drive. I highly recommend you drive down the mountain to get into Sedona. In this road trip Sedona vlog, we're going to talk about the best photo spots in Sedona, Arizona. Stick around to the end because I'm going to show you how I shot and post-process this epic landscape, in Sedona, Arizona. Hi, my name is Janice Sullivan from Sullivan J Photography, and I'm super honored to be one of the top 20 websites to follow, and where we push macro and landscape photographers to a new level so they can be happy with their portfolio and monetize their images. A must-see in Sedona is Red Rock State Park, especially if you have never been in Sedona before. I feel one of the best places to really bring out your camera and have a good time is West Fork Trail. It's north of Sedona, not very far, just beautiful. The hiking is just gorgeous. It really is a getaway while you're photographing. One of the places that's really nice where you don't have to do a long hike is Sedona's Oak Creek Airport. It does get crowded, so I recommend that you do this during the week and enjoy the vista of Sedona. Now, we stayed in West Sedona. I highly recommend that area. West Sedona is just absolutely gorgeous. If you want to have a Sedona day trip and photograph during the day, Indian ruins are the ticket. They have heritage sites that you can check out, but I actually like to ask locals on where to go. So we're going to get into the fun now, and I'll share with you how I shoot HDR landscape and give you a couple tips on post-processing. So let's get on to that now. We're live here in Sedona, Arizona, and I just want to share with you how beautiful this is. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm here live. So right now we're in the golden hour. I'm going to show you a couple things. We're going to talk about composition. We're going to talk about HDR. You can see right there, that's my shot. You can see it's not clipping this right here, but we'll talk all about that. The sun is actually that way. So we're not shooting into the sun. I actually decided to shoot the opposite way, which is my favorite, but when you're shooting landscape, you have to take time about composition. That's the main thing first, and it takes you a while to set up. So there is that tree over here to the left, you can see that tree was in my way. So I had to move my composition because what I really love, and I don't know if I could do this live. Oh yeah, look at Kev, I could get this up. So,
get that U.
Yeah, Kevin and I found this U. Okay, see this U right here? This U is what both of us were like, wow, this is so cool. And as I'm shooting it, I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have the light on the rocks, and if I'm lucky, the clouds up here, not very many, may turn pink. So, you know what? Just get the composition right first. What do you like first? What is the main subject that you like in your landscape? And then pay attention to the rest. So the next things I was looking at was down here. This is pretty. So the U is what caught both of our eyes because it's so different. And as I'm talking, I need to shoot. So right now I'm at f/16 at 1/10 of a second. But I always go by RGB. Woo, where are you? RGB here. This is my, sorry, it's all dirty. RGB, filthy. This is the first time I've ever done live, and it's not a Thursday. So it's Saturday, which we were at some friends. So what I wanted to share with you is that I picked f/16 at the moment, and my ISO is 100. I may have to go down as the sun goes down. I might have to change this to it because I'm so far away. The f/16 is not a big deal, and you can see where my focal point is. That's where I put it. Well, actually, it's over here. Let me put this here. That's my focal point. This U, and everything around it. One tip I'd like to share with you when you're doing landscapes: when you do a landscape that goes off of your frame, try to keep the sides around the same, going off to the other side of the frame. That works really well. It's good for our eyes. You can see that it's overexposed a stop. And that works out really good. You can see right here. And then I'm going to change, not the f-stop, but I'm going to change my shutter speed. So now it's at 1/20th. And then, see, you can see that the histogram now is in the middle, but I'm going to push it even farther. So I'm going to go down now to the stop below. I like to go in stops and then watch my histogram. Anyways, this is what I'm using, the 70-200. I have a wide angle lens, but if I went wide, too wide, that tree right there would be a problem, again, because composition is the main thing about, I'm going to say it again, about photographing your story. And I would have to find a different location if I wanted this whole panorama in my image, because there's that green tree and this green tree is totally in my way. I suggest also you learn HDR. If you don't know about HDR, I have videos, of course, on my YouTube channel. The reason why I've changed to HDR, because if you have water at the bottom and you have the filter, you're only darkening the top and you're not darkening the bottom. So just take time to learn HDR if your camera doesn't do well with exposure, where it gets really dark and really light. You can see that the shadows in between those rocks. I wouldn't get very much definition if I didn't do a bracketed shot. Wow, that looks so pretty. And I do a lot of macros, so there's macro HDR. It's the same concept, so don't worry about it, just learn it. And if you have questions, just ask me in the comment section. Here's Kevin. Now I'm teaching him how to photograph.
Can't push him.
Push.
Push him. Push him. You better take it away from me.
Gets addicted. So what we're doing here is getting shots of clouds. So the clouds aren't looking good right here. You can see the background. It's just not working. So I had Kevin, got it all set up, and I had Kevin photograph the clouds on the other side, and I will use those clouds in my shot. So for all you photographers out there that go and be adventurous, have you tried HDR, high dynamic range photographing? Let me know down in the comments. So you can see here, these are my bracketed images. And what I'll do is I'll pick a variety of exposures and click on all of them and then do a right click, and then you can merge into HDR. Okay, so let me show you what I did in Photoshop after Lightroom Basics. Go to Alt and Option. So this is from Lightroom. And then I did a camera raw filter, and I made it a smart filter because I wasn't exactly sure, we'll go into it right now, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. And so when I am not sure what I'd like to do, then I will go and make sure that it is a camera raw, so this way I can change things up. And so you can see I have little points in here that have given me light and dimension on the rocks. And you can see I've just did a little exposure and contrast. Not too much, but and then I, of course, straightened it out a little bit. That's what that crop is. Before, after. And then I did this sky replacement. You can see the sky replacement. It's pretty amazing in Photoshop. I like it more than any other program that's out there at the moment because things change. And I changed the sky because it was just too boring. And I shot my own skies, but this was actually part of theirs. And so that looked great, but it needed a little bit more punch. So I gave it a curve. You can see here my curve. And then I made a stamp because I went ahead and darkened the bottom, you can see. So this way it leads your eyes in. And I darkened and lightened this area right here, and I darkened some of this. And then I still needed a punch, so I did a color fill. I do this a lot. And you can see the mask over here to the right. Here is my color that I picked. You can see it here, and it just gave it a little extra pop. And it just changes things up so drastically. It was very, very pretty. Deserts look good with that. So you can see the difference. See, that's way too overdone, overcooked, I guess, without the mask. So I had to mask some of it out. So I did a stamp so I can clean things up. Would you like to take your creativity to the next level? Then check out my Ultimate Creative Checklist bundle down below. There's a link. Grab it now. Once you grab the checklist, go ahead and join our Facebook group, Adventures of the F-Stop, where I jump in every single Tuesday to answer your questions live. If you like this video, how about a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe to the channel. And for more fun, check out down here to see the rest of my journeys in my vlog. And remember that your 1,000 words does make a difference. Cheers!